L'évangile au nom de Jésus, nous conquérons.
Nous sommes guerriers pour l'évangile.
L'évangile au nom de Jésus, nous conquérons.
Quelle que soit la décidée,
Nous conquérons. Au nom de Jésus, nous conquérons.
quelles que soient les épreuves,
Nous conquérons. Au nom de Jésus, nous conquérons.
quelle que soit la décidée,
Nous conquérons. Au nom de Jésus, nous conquérons.
A lot of the songs were written in about 15 minutes to 45 minutes, just really quickly. Glenn and I in the room, very stream of consciousness, as though many times we felt as though it was being channeled through us.
Later in life, Elvis would acknowledge that the strange powers that he'd wielded over his audiences were occultic powers that he'd received from the spirit world. Elvis, as a child, believed that he was being guided by the voice of his brother Jesse, who had died at birth, but later admitted that he was being used by a hierarchy of spirit beings. His close friend Larry Geller wrote that Elvis believed that he was working under the aegis of these masters, that they had helped him. Elvis admitted, "I always felt an unseen hand behind me. I heard that same voice and thought it was my brother. That's what I thought. I heard this guidance guiding me all my life. That's why I'm here and why I'm doing this. This didn't just happen. This wasn't mere happenstance." Author Gary Herman stated that Elvis, quote, recognized the devil's part in his success.
My little reign of misery. Well, I'm evil, so don't you mess around.
Now, there's a few different ways to look at backwards masking, and there's different types of what people call backwards masking. I'm not talking really about backwards masking, I'm talking really about backwards messages. In fact, one way to do it, which wouldn't require demons or higher intelligences to intercede, would be just to take straight words, take 7 or 8 words in a song, and reverse them. And then when you played it backwards, you would hear those words. But when you heard it forwards, what would you hear? You'd hear something backwards. It wouldn't make sense. So when people talk about how backwards masking is done in the studio, yeah, that kind of backwards masking is done in the studio. No problem. That's not what we're talking about. We're talking about when you hear music and lyrics forward, and then you hear those same lyrics backwards, and it's a message forward, and those same words are a message backwards. Okay? And we're not talking about 1 or 2 words. We're talking about sometimes over 15 words straight. We're talking on Stairway to Heaven right around 30 words. Okay? And we're not only talking about that, we're talking about a song that wasn't engineered to be heard backwards, but came right from the spirit world automatically. Okay? And then we're talking about, if you wanted to make lyrics backwards on a song, you're going to mess up that song forward pretty bad, right? Well, Stairway to Heaven is the most popular song in rock and roll.
If there's a bustle in your hedgerow, don't be alone there. It's just a sprinkling for the May Queen. Yes, there are 2 paths you can go by, but in the long run, there's still time to change the road you're on.
Led Zeppelin's Robert Plant felt that their most popular song, Stairway to Heaven, was given in much the same way. I was holding a paper and pencil. Then all of a sudden my hand was writing out words. There's a lady who's sure all that glitters is gold, and she's buying a stairway to heaven.
And she's buying the stairway to heaven.
I just sat there and looked at the words, and then I almost leapt out of my seat.
And it makes
Page's fascination with Crowley led many to believe he was into black magic himself.
I think he was absolutely fascinated with the man and the knowledge of the will. I don't think, I mean, you know, he owned a lot of manuscripts, and he bought the Inverness Castle. That was also Crowley's. And I think with it, he had purchased a lot of manuscripts. And at one point, he had a bookstore in English, an occult bookstore.
In an interview with Rolling Stone, Santana was more specific concerning the identity of this supernatural entity, identifying him as Metatron, the architect of physical life. His personal studio, a place he calls church, features candles, the word Metatron spelled out in intricately painted picture letters on the floor, and a yellow legal pad Santana uses to record the spirit's messages when they come to him like a fax machine.
Like to thank Satan, like to thank Satan, thank Satan.
Tu marches comme un aveugle qui sait pas où il va. Tu marches comme un sourd qui n'entend rien du tout. Tu t'en fous des dieux, tu te moques de sa Bible. Mais un jour, tu couleras des larmes pour tout cela. Tu vas couler des larmes. Tu vas pleurer un jour. Dis-moi si tu mourrais ce soir. Mais que diras-tu à Dieu? Si tu mourrais demain, que diras-tu à Dieu? Mais si tu mourrais ce soir, que diras-tu à Dieu? Si tu mourrais demain, que diras-tu à Dieu? Tu peux tout avoir dans ce monde pourri. Les plus belles maisons, les plus belles voitures, toutes les plus belles filles viendront à tes pieds. Mais un jour, tu couleras des larmes pour tout cela. Tu vas couler des larmes, tu vas pleurer un jour. Dis-moi si tu mourrais ce soir. Mais que diras-tu à Dieu? Si tu mourrais demain, que diras-tu à Dieu? Si tu mourrais ce soir, si tu mourrais ce soir. Tu marches comme un aveugle qui sait pas où il va. Tu marches comme un sourd qui n'entend rien du tout. Tu t'en fous des dieux, tu te moques de sa Bible. Mais un jour, tu couleras des larmes.